Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers. This is 60 Minutes with Didi. Put a hashtag on it. This is the first episode. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have my guests on the other side and on the other side. The first lady that I have on the other side is Portia Mhlanga, known as Miss Ehlanzeni Ambassador. And she got a brand, the new one. We're gonna know more about that. And yes, on the other side is Ntsako. She's known for Charged Up. She even got a surname now. She's no longer Mahlaule, but it's Ntsako, Charged Up. And yes, the gentleman next to me, it's Themba Khoza. We fight with the tag thing. We're gonna come to that. And the last lady, it's Potego Sekome, Provincial Mpumalanga MS. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Didi, aka Rural Poet, suitable in dark in complexion. As I said, put a hashtag on it. It's hashtag Didi 60 Minutes with Didi. And what we're going to check here, I have these 4 people here. My potential entrepreneurs. You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
It's good to say good evening to all my potential entrepreneurs. Hope we're gonna have a beautiful night and a beautiful journey in whatever that we're talking about. So nyatela guti participating, nyatela guti make sure guti we leave someone at home with something tangible. Something that is going to talk to that young person, that old person who wanted to do something in his or her life, but unfortunately because of circumstances and this and that, we delete that mind today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just outline. We're having this program tonight or today or on the 4th of July. As I said, this is the first one. We want to make sure that we equip you with knowledge. We want to make sure that we instill, we remove that mind to say, I cannot do it. A wise man once said, the word impossible means I am possible. I thought you were going to clap hands for that. Right. Let us just get on it. My guest, I want to check with you here. When someone wants to start a certain business, what are the steps or what are the things, the foundation of business? I think I should start with Themba. You can tell us and then we'll juggle in all of us.
Okay, thank you, Didi, for having me. I think there are different ways in terms of establishing a business. Hence, we have this thing of informal business and formal business. And each and every way which you decide to take off your business with, there's advantages and disadvantages. But since we're chasing after financial and economic freedom, I think it's best for somebody to start the business formally in terms of registration.
Okay.
So it's best before you go for business, you need to be compliant and register your business.
Right? No? Interesting. Well, I can see you want to say something.
Yeah, to add on that,
Yeah.
I'll just add that personally, when you want to start a business, you have to start with something that you're passionate about.
Okay.
I can say that starting a business, it starts with you individually. You shouldn't start a business because you saw someone else starting the business. You shouldn't start a business because you want to prove a point that you can actually do better than Ntsako. You have to start a business because it's something that you're passionate about. And you have to know yourself that, okay, I'm good at this and that. So meaning I can go for this kind of business depending on what you're good at. So to answer your question, I think another way of starting is to know yourself and your capabilities.
So you are saying that if I like what Ntsako is doing,
Yes.
I should not do it.
Well, personally, you like it, you should do it,
Okay.
but not because Ntsako is doing it.
Alright.
You should do it because you like it, you're passionate about it. Because Ntsako can be your role model. We have role models, I have role models as well. People who are doing the same things as me, but I'm not doing it to compete with them.
Okay.
I'm staying in my own lane, growing in my own lane. Yeah.
Right, you heard it from the guest. I'm not sure that, ladies, you have something on that. If you have something, you can just add on that.
Okay, to add on what Ntsako just said, like after you ask the question, I also had this thing. If you want to start a business, you must be passionate about it.
Okay.
Why? Because if you do something with passion, you make sure you put your all in that particular thing. And then you make sure that you're not gonna fail. So it starts with passion. Yes.
The passion. I think you had that clearly, that it should start with passion. So if you don't have a passion on it, do not start. That's what they said. Even if you like it, passion will come, or passion will come first, or like will come first. It's like that. Anyway, let's check another thing. There's something so-called in business. After you realize or you came across such a business that I want to do this kind of business with the passion that we have, it should have the target market. How do you know? How do you realize that this is my target? How do you come to that point?
I think you can get to that point by researching. You have to research because target point, it starts, you have to check firstly the place where you want to render your business. Because if I'm staying in Cape Town and if I'm staying here in a village, like it won't be the same. So you have to check the place that we're at, and the place will also determine the price. Because the price as well, it won't be the same when you're in urban areas and when you're in rural places. And also the age as well. Let's say maybe you want to start makeup business. You won't go to older people because they don't usually use makeup. So you have to check the age as well for the kind of business that we need to do. Yeah.
Mr. Khoza, you just shaking your head? Your head, I mean. Yeah.
Okay. I think I was.
And I also saw you, Potego, you were shaking your head. You want to juggle on that? Okay, we'll come to you.
Yeah, I think also whenever you start a business, it's always the case of you are bringing a solution to a problem. So sometimes there are different ways to get into your market. As much we know, there are different segments in terms of market. So, but when you start a business with an idea or with a goal to bring a solution to a problem, those people who need the service having the problem, that's your market. So as much as there are different ways to find your market, but also it's always the case of who are you bringing your services to.
Yeah, I saw Potego, you wanted to add something?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be an issue of saying I'm starting a business because I want to make money. You have to solve a problem. Otherwise you will encounter problems going forward because I mean it won't be relevant whatever it is that you are selling if you're not solving a problem.
I can hear you even supporting each other like yeah. Do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching this is hashtag 60 minutes with DD. We're doing the most with the young people. On the other side, I have Potego Sekome. If you just joined us, Themba on next to me, and I have Ntsako Mahlaule, and the last one. At first you were the first one. So now you're the last one. That's Portia Mhlanga. Ladies and gentlemen, let us check something. There are emotions, there are finances in business, and there's growth. At what stage of mind should one be in exactly before that person can say, I have the vision, I have the passion, I love to do this? At what age? How much do someone need to have in his or her bank account? Okay, yeah, you can.
I'll just jump into it. I think we have entrepreneurs as young as 2 years.
Okay.
You know, if you are going to wait for the perfect time, for the right time to do something, you will never get started. So my thing is that, you know, start where you are with what you have, and then the rest will follow. But the main thing is start.
Yeah, I would also like to add on that, actually to confirm what you just said, that it's really true. You have to start and the rest will follow. So I think it's starting with the individual, like you have to decide, you have to make a choice that, you know what, I'm ready. And with terms of the finances, you don't have to be like, okay, I will start when I have the 100,000. That's when I'm going to start the business. You start, like, as she said, that you start with what you have. And when you start, when you take the first step, the following step will come naturally. Yeah.
You said naturally. That's English there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you want pure or clean water, you can purchase your Tora water, 500 milliliter, 4 cases. You're gonna with 24 bottles. Urikuma is 650, and also 24 Wikuma 156 rand. Eviloko lava 49 enzeni yona kubakurna Wikuma 132. That's Tora beverages for you. This business na yona iya a young person wakwala bush package. You can always do that now when you start your own business and be like Tora beverages. Anyway, coming to some of the things, as I know you personally, Potego and Portia, you are models. How does one make business out of modeling? Or how does one make business as to say, now I'm a model, I do fashion shows and I do enter pageants, or you don't consider that as business? Is it a business though?
It can be a business.
Yeah.
So I think basically in modeling or pageantry, you decide what you want to get out of it. It can be a whole lot of things. It might be because you want to be an influencer, you want to make money out of it, or you want to achieve like a completely different goal. Like for myself, my reason for entering personally, it was just to become the best version of myself, basically. And that platform gives you, you know, it pushes you to be that person that you want to be. But like I said, I mean, you decide what you want to get out of it, and it can be a business.
Okay, to add on what Potego said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it can be a business.
Okay.
But then another thing that we should remember is that even if you're not a model, you can make a business through modeling.
Okay.
In a way that I can open a modeling agency while I'm not a model. So that's another thing. You don't have to be a model in order for you to make money in modeling. Another thing is when you are a model, you can attend fashion shows. That's when you make money as a model. Okay. Okay, let me not say this. But then here at home,
But I'm curious to know what is that you want to say. I'd love to know that. Yeah.
here at home, it's a first step. In a way, we're stepping into becoming the top models.
Okay.
So here at home, a lot of models, they tend to complain that, okay, we attend fashion shows, they don't pay us. I don't complain. Why? Because you are building yourself as a brand. As you build yourself as a brand here at home, the more you grow, that's when you're going to make money as you go. And those who are busy with the fashion show here at home, they're also trying to groom you. They are grooming you. Somehow you don't really have to complain. If you are gaining something, they're also gaining. You also gaining. So in a way for you to make money, and that's very efficient show for me. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Ntsako do come to that whenever she mentioned fashion shows. I don't want to put it on the spot, but I just want to confirm with you, since you do fashion shows, that how possible or how evident it is, or on whatever that she have just mentioned.
Yeah, what she said is true. It also comes to the agreement that you, as you hosting the event, the agreement that you're having with the models, that this is the kind of event that I'm going to do. Because sometimes you might have a event which is making money, and you might have an event which is not making money. And then now you talk to the model that this is the event that we're going to give our services to as models, and this is what you will get out from it. And also maybe you can tell them that, okay, if this event you're selling these tickets, you'll get much from what you just sold.
Okay.
So it depends on the agreement that you as the host you have with your models. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Khoza, you had never done fashion shows. Anyway.
He does pageants, right?
Yeah, he does pageants. Still coming to that. Still coming to that. Do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, put a hashtag on it. It's hashtag DD or 60 minutes with DD. We're doing it live. On the other side, it's Portia Mhlanga, Ntsako Mahlaule, Themba Khoza, Potego Sekome. I just want us to teach people now. In most cases, people, they lose relationships, or they lose contacts, or they don't maintain contacts in whatever that they do. It's either is in modeling, or it's either it's in business where, oh, anyway, you are a fat cook boy. Yeah, it's either it's in fat cooks, it's either it's in pageant like you, like Potego and Portia, because there's a journey that maybe it's from a 6 month, and as you said, that you can end up making money out of it. Let us teach people, how do we run smoothly in maintaining all this business wisely?
For me, I'll say
This one hits you inside, eh? Right.
they all hit me inside. I will say it's firstly we need to understand that we need each other to make this business thing works for all of us, because at the end of the day it's to benefit our communities economically as well. So I think it goes back to the answer that I've given at first, that it's competition that ruins relationships most of the time. That no, Themba cannot do better than me. Instead of me learning from Themba, even asking from Themba, like, how did you do it? So how can I do it as well? I try to sabotage his work. And sometimes you find that it's jealousy as well. When you go to someone for help, they'll be like, no, I learned this the hard way. I won't teach you. You have to learn it. That happened to me as well. I remember when I wanted to print some stuff, I didn't know how to. I went to some other people that has already been in the business and be like, please help me. Like, no, I've been doing this for a while. Like, you will take my customers, so I cannot help you. So it happened to me. So personally, I'll say that we need to support each other and to know that, you know what, we need each other to grow our businesses.
Okay, yeah, just to add there, I think whenever you do something with with deep understanding why you do something, that will take you to wherever you want to be. So what I'm saying is, when you know your mission, like I'll just say, whatever we do every day, we're just chasing after financial and economic freedom, and you cannot really make it working alone. So there is something that I know, there is something that Potego knows, and there's something that Portia knows, and as well Ntsako. So it is very important for us to keep those relationships. I remember this other time I was having a conversation with this other person. He said, you know what, whenever you do business, sometimes even if you don't get along personally, but because you have a common goal, and that goal is for you to make money, you just need to get along. So the issue of sabotage, jealousy, and every other reasons why people maybe lose contacts, you just need to take it somewhere else. You see? So the best is just to be a team player, knowing exactly what you want and knowing how you're gonna get that thing. That will make you know and understand that you just need to keep that contact.
The way you're talking, it shows that you were born raised in Mpumalanga. Why I am saying this, remember when the deputy president came into the president, he was the premier of the province, and when he went there, he said, I don't promote Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. I don't promote CR17, but I promote unity. That's what you've just said. So you got it from your deputy president. Anyway, I have drinks here, so we can always yeah, while we're busy talking. Let's check something here. There are people, it's so funny, I think it's been few weeks or 2 weeks back, we spoke about this on one of the posts that were there on social media, which included Ntsako. I think she's going to tackle in first. The issue of funding or capital to start a business. It's always a problem when or where young people say, we don't have funding, we cannot start. Someone says, we got funding, and they misuse the funds. Can we just tackle this issue? The issue of funding. How does one get funding, or is it important to get funding or not? How does one should wait for funding and say, I'm not going to start my business because I don't have funding? Do we encourage someone to do that, or do we tell someone, go start wherever? Let us tackle the issue of funding.
All right, as you say that
you are funded though.
Yeah. All right, okay. This one will be personally because I have experience in it. But I will also like firstly to encourage that you do not wait for funding to start. I also didn't get I also didn't get funding then start my business. I started my business and then I got funded later on. So firstly, I would like to encourage that do not wait for funding. Yes, funding is there, it exists. But then you shouldn't...
and people do get funded.
Yes, I got funded. Yeah. So you shouldn't wait for you to get funded. As she said, that you start where you are with what you have. And along the way, you're researching for other possibilities that might help you to grow your business, because I believe that's what funding is for, to help you grow your business. And also the things that you should have to start your business. It's what Themba said, that you should be compliant, those registration for your businesses, your ID, and also the business plan of your company as well. And another thing that one should understand with regards to funding is that it's not as fast as we think it is. You don't just get it, you apply now and you get it tomorrow. You have to be a very patient person. You have to be someone who always go to them, like what's going on with my application. So you should be someone who is very, very consistent, because there's a lot of people who applied and they end up saying, no, it's not working, and it's because they never went there to check the process and all that. So I don't know, maybe there's people, they also check how serious you are. I really do not know. But I also did not get funded just because I submitted my application. It was a process as well. So it needs someone who is very patient and consistent.
Yeah. I don't know from the panel who else wanna say that, you know. Okay, yeah, who else? Okay, Nick Rand. Cause
you see, the issue of funding, I've been advocating this thing. Saying you can build a business out of nothing. The unfortunate part is that many people think to start a business you need money, but before you need to check your resources, because setting up a business you need resources. There is financial resources and there's non-financial resources, and it depends on the stage of your business and the kind of business. So, for example, okay, yes.
No, say it.
Okay, for example, I'm building a resort.
Okay.
And I've started, I think it was 2013. I just bought a piece of land, and there you see, I need to work out, taking out some trees and some stuff. You don't need money to do that. And we also need to understand that setting up a business, you need to follow processes, and it might happen that the financial resource you need it maybe in 3 years time in terms of setting up your business. As you said, we're selling fat cooks. How much does one need to start a fat cook business? I've been talking about Shisanyama business, asking how much does one need to start a Shisanyama. So the issue of funding, and we know as well that there are different types of funding. You can self-fund. Instead of buying a 1K sneaker, you can use that money to register your business. Because for you to get funded with the formal sector, you need to be compliant.
Yeah.
So instead of going to the agencies that we have, your NYDA and the likes, just to be in a queue to get your business registered, you can self-fund that, and it's not even expensive. So the issue of funding, sometimes I think we overrate it. People understand funding as millions, and funding is just funding, it's money. If you need 10 rand to set up your business, you have your 10 rand, then you must pop up that 10 rand and put it on the table and you self-fund.
You mentioned another issue, compliance. When we say someone is complying in business, what are we talking about? I think this one I'll take it to the ladies because you spoke. When we talk of compliance, what are we talking about, ladies? Okay, so my ladies, they okay. Can you just give us that? Because when we talk of compliance,
Okay, compliance. Generally, it's getting certified or having certifications in terms of the business that you do, from your company registration, triple B certificate, your tax compliance PIN, and giving an example, if maybe somebody want to get into construction, you need CIDB, that's compliance. And when you in food business, you also need a certificate, to sell your food.
so you can also sell during Corona.
Of course, because you're certified, So that is compliance. Compliance it's more of qualifications or certificates. Yeah, you just need to be compliant in terms of the regulation, in terms of your business.
At home, wherever you're watching, if you have something that you want to say, or if you have a question to ask this panel that I have here, you can always do that. It's hashtag 60 minutes with DD. The page is DD aka Rural Poet. On Facebook it's at matebula .dumisani, and on the production side I have Vusi Mhlaule and I have Prince Lu Mkwena. So they're gonna be giving us some of the comments and yes, some of the questions while we're proceeding. We're gonna be expecting that from the technical team. Maybe if they have something on the other side. Yes, we do wanna know the compliments, if ever there are compliments, if ever in Chitsonga they say so we do wanna see all that. But anyway, if you want to print t-shirts and if you want to register your company, you can always go to Byte Printers. These ones, they also help you with the return of 1 year annual returns and non-change of a company or CC, and batlela futhi bakufuna CC and PTY conversion, and also ba register at cooperatives nati co-opt iswin'wana swa kona leswi va swi endlaka bona ba Byte Printers based in Akonuk next to the taxi rank laying upon. Let's continue. Mr. Mkwena and Vus, I hope you are gonna try and give us questions and comments on the other side if we do have them. Yeah, Vusi, that was that. I think you're going to get somewhere to write and everything. Let's continue with checking. In South Africa, I was watching a video yesterday, which I don't want to talk about, a war between an elephant and an ant. That's what they say. I don't want to mention parties, but it looks like the ant is winning up against the elephant, because in our culture, or in African, we grew up knowing that an ant can kill an elephant. So I just want us to check, how does politics affect the business or my business now? Does politics affect what we're doing, or they don't know? It's okay. And also, there are people generally that are working, and if there are people who are working, how does that affect modeling? How does that affect modeling if we are 7? How does that come?
True.
So you said, sure. Yeah, nekunzima.
It takes a lot of planning, you know, because you don't want to, especially if you're working for the private sector, you don't want to be seen as somebody who's suddenly dropping the ball, because we can see these on Facebook and Instagram every single day. So it brings like a lot of pressure on you, to an extent that every single thing that goes wrong with your work, you will get criticized because we can see you busy gallivanting outside. So you need to plan your time like never before, basically. And you need to make sure that you remember that as much as it's fun and I'm learning a lot out there, who pays your bills, you know? So you just need to be able to plan properly, basically.
You mentioned one thing, that you learn a lot during modeling. What are the things that you do learn along the way, along the journey? Yeah, I think, Portia, you will also have to answer this one. Start thinking.
So again, it depends on what is it that you want to get out of the modeling industry. So you identify what is it that you want, and then there's everybody out there who will be able to assist you with the kind of learning or growth that you want. So whether it is, you know, just being stylish or fashionable, you then identify those people like our own Yolanda Nani, you know, you start looking at those people, and you know, the nice part of it is that everybody's approachable and everybody's willing to help. So you identify those individuals that you feel like I can learn something from them, approach them, and there's a whole lot of things that you can learn, you know, from your fashion sense, from managing your social media, you know, even business-wise, because the very same people that we have in the entertainment industry are business people. So it's endless, basically. You decide what you want and you go and find it.
Yes, and another thing is, I'll say it depends on the reason why you're entering the pageant. I'm going to talk based on pageantry right now, not modeling as a whole. In pageantry, it depends with your mentality that right now I'm entering this pageant because I want to gain this and this and this. And another thing is, it also depends on the pageant that you're entering. What are they all about? If, for instance, I'm just going to say it, I am Miss Tanzania Ambassador after all. So with Miss Tanzania, they are more about entrepreneurship. They've been teaching us about getting into business, about at least starting something that's going to get you something, that's going to give you cash. So with Miss Tanzania, I'm just going to say this because I've started my clothing brand because of Miss Tanzania. Somehow they've challenged me to identify or to search myself with what is it that I have, the talent that I have in me. That was because of Miss Tanzania, the reason why I started. They've been saying that since I was a semi-finalist, from the semi-finalists, they've been saying that you need to start something for yourself in order for you to get money. You don't have to wait for your parents to do this and this and this. So it's something that I've learned through pageantry in Miss Tanzania, to start something that's going to give me cash. And another thing is with, modeling as a whole, I have a passion in modeling. I love modeling with my whole. I also love kids. So with that, I've decided, last year I hosted King and Queen's Talk. Then Vincent Jawana was one of the guest speakers, and he mentioned something that you have to make money through your talent. Then I've seen that I'm talented in pageantry or in modeling as a whole. I can train, I can mentor models. Then with that, I've decided that I'm going to start my own modeling studio. With the modeling studio, I'm going to be making money. Then through pageantry or through modeling as a whole, I've learned so much. So it depends on the mentality. We'll see why I'm going through that.
Nowhere else. You can only get this on hashtag 60 minutes with DD. We're making sure that we explode the bomb, or we let the bombs explode. How does politics affects a business?
Personally, I have not encountered it
Okay.
yet, so I wouldn't want to say anything
You are in unity. Because
Okay, politics do affect business in a negative way and a positive way.
yeah.
Because normally, I'm not sure if I'm right, but politicians are the ones running things in parliament.
Yeah.
They are lawmakers.
I'm in charge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Parted by scrotum.
So they are policymakers. So whenever there's a policy, maybe they say we're amending a policy in terms of this sector in business. So it will depend if that amended policy will affect the business in a positive way or in a negative way. For example, now we actually in lockdown. There's so much that has changed temporarily because of the pandemic, and that is politics, because it is the government and it is the constitution that says if this happens, then this needs to happen. So the business got affected in a negative way, but also there are people who benefited a lot in terms of this lockdown. So politics do play a very important role, negatively and positively in business generally.
I hear that. If you want to still ask a question, or if you still have a question that you want to ask us, you can do it. DD aka Real Poet on Facebook, and 60 minutes with DD. Instagram, it's at matebula.dumisani. That's where you can get to interact with us. I can see it looks like we have a lot of questions from the producers. I can see they are still scrutinizing them. But anyway, there are one or two things that one shouldn't do. It's either it's in modeling or it's in business per se. But there's a foundation of fundamental thing that one shouldn't do. What are those things, more especially in business or in modeling? We'll start with you, Potego. What is it that they told you that since you are about to become a queen?
So it's basically don't embarrass yourself.
Okay.
You know, so you can't, being a queen, go out and get involved in some, you know, nasty stuff, basically.
I can see.
You know,
Yeah.
you are a queen, carry yourself like one.
Okay.
I think that's basically it. But for me, the one thing that I taught myself that basically is a fundamental to everything that should and shouldn't be done is, you know, just be kind.
Okay.
And if you are kind, you will know what not to do, and you'll know what needs to happen. That is why I always say hashtag kindness is a language.
Okay. Okay. And then I was talking to Mr. Mpumalanga last Saturday. He said something that you must respect the person who has access to your toothbrush. So, Themba, we've been to a couple of events, so anyhow you can get into my bag or in my car and have my toothbrush. So I think it goes to that. I'm not sure you have something, Khoza, and what are the things?
Yeah, with my experience, in business, you know, one of the things that you mustn't do when you're in business, you mustn't run business with emotions. You see, business it's principle.
Yeah.
Everything is principle. And if you want to run your business attaching emotions to it, if now there is something that you do and I correct you, then if you attach emotions, obviously you get angry. And you're not gonna take my advice. And then if you're not taking the advice, because once somebody want to advise you, it means you are in the wrong lane. Obviously, you know, you're going to crash. Yes. So one, this thing of emotions, people need to guard against it. Whenever they get into business, that you know what, as much as they say a business is an entity on its own. A business is a person, but unnatural person. So you must treat your business free of your emotions.
Yeah, just to add on what Themba said, I want to say, in business, don't think like you know everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can never know everything. Or like always allow yourself to learn.
Okay.
As you say that if someone advises you, don't put emotion in it, but always take it as like that will help you to grow your business at the end of the day. So take it as something that will help you, not that you end up getting angry that no, Themba thinks he can manage charged up now, you know. So yeah, don't ever think that you know too much. Always allow yourself to learn every time.
Yeah, I think the 60 minutes it's too small. We only left 20 minutes to finish. Anyway, Mr. Mkwena, can we get at least a piece of the other questions? We're gonna tackle them a bit later. While we're busy getting on our questions, I just want to ask personally, how is the spotlight treating you? I just want to know that, especially on the queens. I think this, and anyway, it's tag pageants. Everybody knows tag pageants. It's charged up. It's Provincial Mpumalanga MS, Miss Tanzania Ambassador. Mina title. Yeah, but how is the spotlight treating you?
So for me, before I got into the entertainment industry, I was a very private person. To an extent that on my Facebook I only had one picture, and that would be my profile picture. So that transition from being that private person to suddenly having all my life, you know, bare out there on social media for everyone to see, it took a big toll on me. Like I struggled. The transition was very difficult because I felt like I was exposed, like I felt violated basically. But then, you know, so it came with the pressure of, you know, how then do I now behave? You know, how do I make sure that I portray this image of, you know, I'm always nice, I'm always good to everyone. So that was very stressful up until I got to a point where I said, you know what? Do you, boo? Just be yourself, you know, be yourself. And when you are yourself, you are authentic. And when people interact with you, they get the real you. So it takes away all the pressure. You know, whatever you feel like needs to be shared, let it out there, you know. Just so I just let go of everything, and I was myself.
I can
and,
see that you can talk until,
you know,
until. Like, yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm used to it now. I'm loving it because, you know, it's my people, you know, we're good. Yeah.
I remember you even wrote this, that you are acting all strong, but you're not strong. You miss the carpet.
Yeah.
Ambassador, how's the spotlight treating you?
I'm loving it. I won't lie, but then one thing, I also grew up a very shy girl. I was very shy. I'm still shy even now, but then since I started with pageantry, I feel like right now I'm better. So with the spotlight, what I love most about it is I am always eager to inspire, to become a role model. And that's what's happening.
Okay.
That's what's happening with the girls, or even if not only girls actually, because even the male, they'll tell you that you inspire me or you are my role model. That for me it's something. That's why I love the spotlight. For as long as I'm still gonna inspire someone or be the role model, then for me it's nice.
Touched up in 1 minute. Oh yeah.
1 minute is very small.
I know, that's why I mean 1 minute.
But anyway, it's fine. I can relate to both of them.
Yeah.
As well, growing up, I was a very introvert person. But then with Charged Up now, it has like created a platform for me to, it's like I'm growing. It's a journey that I'm growing to become a better version of myself. And I feel like I enjoy it, even though it comes with a lot of expectations.
Yeah.
Like some other people, I feel like when maybe I'm in the mall, they're like, okay, that's your BMW. You're like, okay, thank you. So like they have those great expectations. Sometimes it can bring a lot of pressure on you, but then it comes back to what you say, that you have to know yourself and your boundaries, and that okay, this is what you want, and yeah. But at the end of the day, it's good. It's good.
Right, before we come to you, Khoza, there's a comment that came here. Nice haircut, Khoza. Nice haircut, Khoza. New and fresh. Big up to the girls. Keep the fire going, Didi. I love the pink jacket. Which? Oh, the pink jacket.
Yeah.
Okay. I love your hair. The show is very informative from King Duncan. Yeah, thank you, King Duncan. And other people that are watching that have been mentioned here, we have Treasure Shawangu, VX Visuals Photography, and we have Kendith Lamashiho. Kendith, I call him Mercedes. King Duncan's also watching. On the questions, there's one question that I've decided to skip because of it might bring politics on it. Someone want to ask here, Barry, what are the businesses that you guys offer? What do you do? They want to know that. I think it's very important for you to tell us, since we are left with 10 minutes for our show to end.
So with Charged Up, we provide with clothing. It can be designed clothing, it can be streetwear clothing. Streetwear clothing, for example, like hoodies, sweatpants, and all that. And we also provide with printing. We can print your clothes. We can print your dishes, anything we print. So yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, stealing our mask.
Okay, with Posh, it's Posh. Actually, the company name is Posh Global Trading, which under it we have Posh Global Apparels, which is a clothing brand. We design whatever that you want for you. And the modeling studio that I was talking about, if you are a model and you're looking for a mentor or someone who's going to train you, I'm here for you.
Fat Good Boys. Yeah.
Okay, the businesses that we have tech consulting, and that is all about business consulting, your company registrations, company compliance, and helping people start up their businesses. And we of course have tech pages. It's all about pages, hosting pages. And we have tele pictures. It's all about cameras, pictures. And of course, yes, we have the Fat Good Business, Fat Good Boys. Yeah.
Miss Bushbucky High Schools.
Oh, that. I was gonna say that I'm in corporate, so still in the process of learning from my fellow queens and king here. But yeah, the only business that I'm busy with now is Mr. and Miss Bushbuck High Schools, and there's more to come.
Okay, you heard that from the panel, ladies and gentlemen. But there's a question here. I'm not sure that I'm getting the question clear because of the doctor's handwriting here. But there are people who, or some other people, or our friends that they call us fake friends, something like that, or they don't love, or we don't support them, grand in whatever that they do. I think the question on my side, it will be, what is it that makes people not to buy your product? I think we should teach our young people on that.
Maybe it can be that what you're providing, they're not interested in. Like what we talked about, the target market. Maybe it's not a solution to their product. Or maybe even a quality of what you're providing. Maybe even if they're doing a t-shirt and they find that the t-shirt that Charged Up is providing, it's not what they wanted. I think that can also affect. And also that thing, I think jealousy can also come in, that, you know what, I cannot buy her, I will go to Hazelview. So, yeah.
Panel, yeah?
I just want to comment.
I can see you want to say this like it's yeah.
No, it's not. I just want to comment on the fake friends part of it. So early this week, I saw a post on Facebook. Somebody was just basically saying that, you know, there's just a whole lot of expectations on us or as individuals, to an extent that, you know, when somebody that you know or somebody close to you fails in their life or whatever, you end up feeling guilty that perhaps I could have helped or whatever. But the reality is that each one of us is going through our own, you know, issues. So it's not fair for a friend to blame others and refer to them as fake friends just because you felt that, okay, this person was my friend, but they are now, you know, somewhere in life, and I feel like I'm entitled to them assisting me with something. I think understand that as much as you are going through a lot, somebody else is going through the same or even 10 times worse. So if you feel like there's a friend that I know and I know they can assist, approach them and ask, rather than just sitting back and assuming that, yeah, just because that person made it now, they don't think, you know, they are associated with me anymore.
We only left with 7 minutes for hashtag 60 minutes with Didi to end. Anyway, I think this covered one of the things that we wanted to check on our schedule. Let us check here. Ntsako Mahlaule, I remember you once mentioned this in one event, that there is no such a thing so-called over-branding your brand. How can someone brand his business? What are the things that one should do in branding a business? Yeah, I can see Potego, you want to say this. Oh, okay.
Well, for me, that's one of my favorite parts in business, branding and marketing. Why? Because I feel like marketing, it gives us an opportunity as an entrepreneur to put your business to the world.
Yeah.
Like, even if we here in Kunyamahembe, someone in America can see what we're doing through marketing.
Yeah.
So it's something that you shouldn't take lightly. You should even invest in marketing. Make sure that the way you brand your stuff, it has quality. Like, that thing I got it, like, it catches eye, so that someone can, and get like, you won't pass your thing in your post, like, okay, what's this? So it's something that I feel like us, everyone who's listening, that as an entrepreneur, make sure that you invest in your marketing, because it's something that people out there, it's how they will take your business to be like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to add, as much as your branding and your marketing is important, your service should match the quality of your branding. Because you can't look nice on Facebook and on billboards and everything, but then when I eventually approach you for that service, you treat me like trash. It will kill everything.
Branding at its best. I think you had that clean and clear on your product that you are going to sell to people. Whatever that you do, remember that you are selling something to people as an entrepreneur. I still have my guest in studio. So we only left with 5 minutes. This was too short, eh? Maybe we need 2 hours, eh? 3 hours will do. You've just touched this, Potego, but I think it's good we tackle this, all of us. When you get there, when you arrive to say, Ntsako's laughing at this. What kind of a behavior or what kind of things that one should do, and when you're there, like, everybody can see that, no man, this person is arrived. You have big brains. Yeah, you have arrived. Yeah, Portia. Okay, yeah. Let's start with Portia.
Okay, fine.
But then I'm not even there yet.
Okay, yeah. Master, we can hear. I heard you wanted to.
Yeah, well, when I get there, I feel like I'm not there yet. But when I get there, I feel like one thing that I would like to maintain is to to be humble.
Okay.
I would like to be humble and also never ever forget where I come from, because I feel like where I'm from, it is making me, and it will be something that would have made me to be the person who I will be. So I feel like when I'm there, there's a lot of people who contributed in me being there. The support when I was still starting and all that. So I don't want to be like that girl, like when I'm there, I forget where I come from, helping back and all that is. So that's the mentality that I have.
Okay. There's a comment here about why are we drinking juice, not tea? It's cold. We thank for that. That is an icebreaker. It's hot, yeah. You can't feel it. It's hot. Like we have lights. I'm feeling this. It's hot. It's hot. And there's Mesh Night is saying that great show. I enjoy this, loving this Musa, Mos, the Muso or Muso. Na show. We're still talking about when you get there.
Yeah, I want to
So you want to take it Venek?
Yeah. But like what Ntsako said, you see, I've been into employment, and I got out of employment because I was angry. I was angry because generally people took poverty more like it's a normal thing. So when I get there, one thing that I want to do, and actually I have started just putting 5 rand there, is to create funding opportunities for young people who want to get into business. Because honestly speaking, as much as many people say not everybody would be in business, but I argue and say if everybody goes to university and learn to be employed, then why people don't go to university and learn to become business people? So one thing that I would do when I get there, I don't know if maybe I will have that power to change the education policy, but it will be a matter of funding people who will go study for business.
In respect of time, ladies and gentlemen, let us love and say our goodbyes. In respect of time, I'll start with the gentleman, and I agree always they will always say no Talaba fast. So not your last words to South Africa, to the world as well.
My last words is we have a crisis. And that is poverty, and we need to create multiple streams of income. So people need to get into employment, and some people say when you're into employment, your salary is a seed. People, I don't want to use it, but people need to stop eating their seed. What I want to say, everyone who's in employment now, what they need to do is they need to take their salary as a seed. They need to prepare for their exit, because overstaying in employment, that will result in us being poor for a very long time.
What I'll say is that your dreams are valid to the listeners.
Can you just look at the camera?
I'm sure they can hear me. Your dreams are valid. Do not let anybody to tell you otherwise, and don't limit yourself on the things that you want to achieve. That, you know what, I'm from a village, I cannot achieve certain things. Just go for your biggest dream. It is possible.
Okay, with me.
Mask.
What's wrong with my Okay, I'll leave you with this. This is my motto. It's conceive, believe, action, and achieve. I'm out.
Okay.
From my side, I'll say we are in difficult times, like worldwide.
Miss Corporate, say it. I give you said you incorporate, yeah?
Yes, I am in corporate. But yeah, it's important to recognize that we are not equally affected. Some people are going through the worst. So it's important to always be kind to whoever you come across, because we are fighting different battles individually. But to my queens out there, do you, boo. Don't let anybody tell you what to do.
I thought maybe you're gonna finish up with with the slogan that you say you must do squats and everything. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is hashtag 60 minutes.